Oval, where we lay host to match number 3 of 5 between South Africa women's under 19 and Ireland's women under 19 in preparation for the 2025 women's under 19 T20 World Cup. We are here with our match referee, Mr. Rudy Birkenstock, with South African captain Kayla Reynaka, and with Ireland captain Amy Hunter for the toss. Sir, may you please give us the toss?
Same coin as the other day, so edge is head and you can spin it.
Kayla with the toss.
Tails is a call.
Call is tails.
And it is a tail.
And it is a tail. Here's yours. Thank you. Amy Hunter winning the toss. Amy, what's your decision?
We would like to have a ball first, please.
For what reason is that?
I think the pitch looks pretty good here. Obviously batted first in the first 2 games, so I think if there's anything in it for the bowlers, we're thinking it's probably going to be first innings, so we'd like to exploit that.
It was a difficult start batting first in those first 2 games and those losses. What are the lessons that you've taken and what are we going to see differently from the team here today?
Yeah, I think probably one of the biggest lessons from us was just the value of partnerships. I think a couple of times we got going, but we just didn't quite convert that into bigger partnerships, so that I think is going to be a big goal for us today.
All the best, Amy. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Kayla, if we won the toss, what your decision would have been?
Also, would have liked to have a ball first. I think pretty good deck to bat later on. Yeah.
Potential match decider if the team wins today. What's the mood in the camp after those 2 wins on Monday?
Yeah, good vibes, positive vibes going around in the camp. I mean, the girls is pretty excited to get going again today after the rest day yesterday. So, yeah, we would like to have a W again today, make it 3.
Kayla, all the best.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. And it's been done here. Ireland winning the toss and they electing to bowl first. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cricket South Africa's YouTube channel as we bring you the third game of this 5-match series between South African women's under 19 and Ireland women's under 19. You join us after a beautiful sweep shot from Van Rensburg going for 4. My name is Mpendulo Makubane as we bring you this broadcast as South Africa take a 2-0 lead with 3 games to go. And next to me with this commentary is Odwa.
Thank you, Bendulo. Hello to everyone who's joining us today on this lovely afternoon. I mean, the sun is out. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And the pitch looks fairly good enough to play today. And so far, South Africa started well in this first over. A quick 7 runs there with 5 balls. Just one to go to just end the over.
It's the first time South Africa are batting first in the series as we change venues here. Burst pipe down at Groenkloof. Beautiful, beautiful outfield it is up in North Pretoria. However, it brings us to an equally beautiful field here at Tuks Oval.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm looking at the outfield. It's actually very quick too. But I won't lie. It's value for shots for everything that you actually play here.
And they pop it up into the air, very close from Freya Sargent. We remember she took 2 wickets in that second game on Monday, almost getting the first. However, she gives away 8 runs to begin over number 1. It's 8 for no loss.
It's a good start. It's a good start so far for South Africa. I mean, Van Rensburg had the bulk of the deliveries in that first over. She took 5 out of the 6. Excellent shot to actually get started with that boundary on the leg side.
She's one of the changers coming into the game here. Deirdre van Rensburg. She's going to want to raise her hands. Simone Lawrence. Talented teenager from the Titans. So she has franchise experience with the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and Pro 20. She has to face Alice Tector. Can never forget that century she struck versus the Lions last season, Simone Lawrence. She has flurry of shots, all the different options, but it's good fielding.
It is good fielding, actually. I mean, you look at that first up, it's the perfect length to actually play that type of shot. She's looking to drive right through the covers, but unfortunately she just doesn't find the gap there. It's actually good fielding from Ireland to start up with.
4 fielders on that offside. Backward point. Cover, extra cover, and mid-off. Down at the deep is a third man for Alice Tector. On the leg side, she has room on Freya, but Freya just misfields and she's able to get 1 run, Simone.
Bedula, I'm looking at the leg side field. I don't know about you, but it seemingly just looks so defensive for me. I mean, we have 4 players watching the ball on the leg side. We have a deep square leg over there. But as it seems right now, she's bowling way too offside, so it's actually pretty strange.
Ball short, cut away by Van Rensburg. Nearly an opportunity for Ireland, but it's sliced away for 4.
It's as I just mentioned, right? She has a very strong leg side field, and then she's going comfortably away from the off stump there. That shot just shows you just how short the delivery was off the pitch and just how wide it was off the pitch, and it was just an easy put away.
Also moving away from the right-hander from Tector. Wonderfully sliced. Amy Maguire with the dive. Just not reaching it on her right-hand side. It's good intent here from Van Rensburg. It's very good intent from Van Rensburg, but there is coverage down at backward square. The ball is retrieved by Kia McCartney.
Mendulo, after the toss, how much do you think the results of the previous 2 games weighed on the Irish to actually decide to bowl first here today?
It was quite a lot, however, should be quite a lot. 113 in the first game, 93 runs in the second game, both being put to bat first. Maybe it's the Irish saying, South Africa, have a taste of your own medicine here. But it's a good start from the South Africans so far.
Yeah, I mean, We are just one delivery off completing the second over. 14 for naught so far. It's been a decent start. Looking at the 8 overs of the first over. Sorry, the 8 runs off the first over. And then it's just a boundary here and there. So far, so good for South Africa.
It's pitched up full. Wonderful shot from Simone Lawrence. A full swing off the blade and it's past mid-off for 4 runs.
I think you can expect that shot was coming. I mean, she went short twice in the over before that final delivery. And then 2-4 on that last occasion. And bang, straight down the ground for 4.
And that away movement as well, just giving more room and more width for Simone Lawrence to free those arms and middle that ball perfectly. Thunderous boundary, and South Africa are moving at a rate of knots here, and 18 for no loss after 2.
You spoke about intent, and I don't know what says it more than that shot right there from that last delivery in that over.
And so they shall continue. They bring in a bowling change here to Ireland. It will be Niam McNutley who will be coming in from the pavilion end. She bowls to Deirdre van Rensburg. Speaking to Amy Hunter, the captain of the Irish team at the toss, she spoke about the bigger reason of actually choosing to bowl first, being the surface. Nice green coverage. She's talking about using that surface and that new ball to just pitch the ball up there to get something out of it.
I think they are looking to just get some purchase off the wicket here. But so far, I haven't really seen all of it. I mean, I'm looking at how defensive the field is, leg side more especially, but more or less than anything, they're pitching the ball up and they're bowling offside of the wicket here. Wouldn't that really just then bring your catchers in close, maybe just offer yourself that opportunity to take the wicket early?
Oh, that's why maybe they have a defensive field. Just loose deliveries, but it's a fantastic fielding outfit. Ireland are doing really well in the field to start off this game and saves a certain boundary.
No ball call on that one for height. I mean, wow. You talk about setting defensive fields for bad bowling, but I also don't think that's also a good idea to be setting fields for bad bowling.
McNulty getting both line and length wrong. It's going to be a free hit then to Deirdre van Rensburg, who's already on 14 from 10. Beautifully bowled from McNutley, right up there and even taking away some pace.
She talked about using the pitch, right? And so far what I've seen is that in this over, McNulty has bowled 2 slower deliveries. She tried with that last one, which was a no ball, but she executed this one perfectly and absolutely no run from that. She hits the block hole and it's a really good ball at the end of the day.
The idea is always that consistency, Odwa, making sure that you are hitting the areas over and over again. So we might expect more deliveries outside that off stump as she pushes cover into the boundary and pulls back third man. And it's good bowling here from McNulty.
Now, that is excellent. Excellent execution there. You could not have asked for anything better, especially with that field change initially. It kind of plays in your mind as a batsman as to what's going to happen here. What do you think the bowler's thinking? How they're trying to set you up? And she's offering that offside to say, okay, try and hit me there if you can.
But indeed, it goes back to your point that you made a couple of balls ago. Where are they going to get those options as the ball pierces through? Tries with the hands. The trailing foot also has a little stab, but Freya cannot bring it back as it runs for 4.
I'm not sure about you, but I think Freya could have just done a little bit better there on that occasion. She moved a lot quicker to her right-hand side. She got to the ball on time, and she just couldn't really collect it fairly enough, and it just goes straight through her hands, off her foot, and all the way to the boundary.
Such as the power as well from Van Rensburg through that shot. Beautiful bowling to end it up here from Niam McNutley. Just goes for 7 runs due to that dirty no ball that she bowled, and 4 runs which Freya Sargent could have stopped. It's 3 overs done, 25 for no loss.
You also mentioned it earlier. South Africa have started at quite the nice rate here. I mean, 9 odd runs per over so far, leading up into the fourth over in this power play. It's really been very good for them. It's an excellent start.
This is how they're going to be wishing to be playing come January next year. Going to Malaysia for the Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup.
Well, definitely, but I think they're going to have to contend with the various conditions there that are very different. But so far, it's been good. And I'm just looking at how off-pace deliveries are actually the way to go here in this wicket. And I just want to see how the South African openers of Lawrence and Van Rensburg actually negotiate that.
Lara McBride now comes in with some spin. Pops it a little bit short. It's very well played from Lawrence, but there's protection.
It's been a good over so far. Like we talked about pace off the ball here. 1 dot, 1 run. And so far the first 2 balls haven't really offered much, but we don't see much turn off the wicket. But it actually is gripping and just going on straight.
South Africa haven't had the chance to bat freely. Ooh, talk about freedom, looking to sweep the ball behind square, gets the gloves, and she takes 1.
Speaking about freedom, you're right. They really haven't had that opportunity. I mean, they haven't chased a lot in the last 2 games. And the importance of this one, Ireland are coming into it knowing full well if they lose here, the series is already done and dusted.
Ireland, a fairly young team as well, not just in terms of age, but in terms of experience. They had their first official game in the 2023 Under-20 or Under-19 T20 World Cup in 2023. So they haven't played that many games. It's an establishing side. And so every now and then, you're going to find some faulty mistakes and some lack of awareness here and there, purely based on the inexperience rather than skill.
Oh, that's true. But given the fact that Ireland within cricket is more or less of an associate nation, it's actually pretty excellent to see that they have an under-19 squad.
They might get the wicket here. Oh, wonderful catch. That is an excellent catch. Deirdre van Rensburg looking to go big and attacking Lara McBride. However, she falls in the deep and it's 29 for 1.
Benulu, we talked about pace off the deliveries, and now look at that over. There's been 4 consecutive singles, followed by a wide. All of a sudden, you start to think, as Van Rensburg, there's pressure on you after you've been going so well at a healthy rate, and then you try to maneuver a shot out of nowhere, and you actually lose your wicket.
That's the beauty of pressure. Lovely flights from McBride, tantalizing the taste of Deirdre van Rensburg, and what an excellent catch. Unbelievable. It is the first wicket down, and Kia McCartney gets that wonderful catch.
I must say, it's been a good start, and also that delivery was the right delivery to play that shot. It's just that Ireland had a perfect fielder in the right position, and she really didn't have to move much at all. She just ran in to take a simple catch, just straight down her throat, make no mistakes there, and then they have their first within the power play. I mean, 29 for 1, you can really argue that after 4 overs.
An establishing team. You'll be happy to see catches like that. It's wonderful work from Kia McCartney. It's brave bowling from Lara McBride to tempt Deirdre van Rensburg into that shot. But it brings in an equally talented player from the Lions. It's Diarra Ramlaken. She's been in excellent domestic form, Diarra Ramlaken. Scoring good 30s, scoring a couple of half centuries as well in both Hollywood Pro 50 and Pro 20. So she's a valuable asset as over number 4 ends on 30 for 1.
Oh, we look at the setup in the South Africa's under-19 ladies team, and we look at all the experience that each of them actually have within their own different franchises. It's actually such a good base to build upon. I mean, we play a lot of cricket in this country as it is. We pride ourselves on that, and the opportunities here given to these ladies to actually represent the under-19s in international cricket is actually pretty splendid.
Speaking of that, it's that partnership between Cricket South Africa and Hollywood Bets that brings you the Hollywood Bets series, Pro 20 and Pro 50. It's currently in process. This week, on the 5th and 6th, we will be having a round of fixtures as well. Well, you can see Diara Ramlaken and Simone Lawrence probably in action as Lions take on the Titans. Freya Sargent comes in. She got 2 wickets in her second over in the second game yesterday, so here she is.
Ireland seeing the trick here. They're persisting with the spin. I mean, looking at the situation, looking at we are still in the power play, but to actually think to yourself, no, we're going to take the pace off.
They are asking South Africa to hit it big. They have a long on and cow corner in the deep. Mid-wicket is standing right there alongside Square Leg, who is in the field. So with the ball turning in to Diara Ramlaken, they're asking her to play that side. She does so, but misses it completely.
Oh, that is tempting. That is tempting. Now, that is a fantastic delivery. You just put it into space in an area that actually says, go after me if you can. And if this comes off, fair play to you. But if you don't, I'm getting you out. Well bowled from Freya.
Lucky to preserve her wickets. That's that ball popping up into the air as she whips it with her wrists. She gets it into space. She'll be happy with that single. She's off the mark.
But there's something I want us to actually look at as well. I mean, after that shot in the leg side, she just darts it in there to take that single. But that previous delivery, oh my goodness, she just missed it way much outside of stump.
Just shows you the freshness of the pitch as well. You would expect the ball to grip and spin if the track is dry. But there is that healthy surface of grass. The pitch is relatively hard, so the ball it's going to take a little bit more to spin backwards. So you need good control, as Freya's doing here.
That's what Amy mentioned at the toss with the grass overlay.
And what a beautiful over from Freya Sargent. You might say good survival from both Diara Ramlaken and Simone Lawrence. Such was the threat from Freya in that over. It's 5th one done. 31 for 1.
Now would you look at that? Pace off, 2 runs, very good over, a lot of singles, building pressure nicely, especially against the new batsman at the wicket. So this is actually working well for Ireland today.
Final over in the power play. South Africa are going at just over a run per ball. In comes Lara McBride. Pops it up into the air, does Ramlaken. Again, she's lucky. Ball just going through the hands at mid-off, and she takes 1 run.
At this point, the fielding is really going to be important for Ireland. They've been scrappy, actually, to say the least, in this power play. They really need to tighten that up a little bit. They're just giving away easy singles.
It's that inconsistency. Every now and then you get good fielding actions just like that. Brave stop. Such was the power from the shot that they get 1. And then you get moments where the ball just goes through and they give singles and boundaries. And then you get moments where they take great catches out. Held here in South Africa. Unfortunately, they just had 1 win in the couple of games that they played. Played 6, only won 1. That's something that they will look to change as they head on to so these preparations are good. And they get a top edge this time. Brave shot from Simone Lawrence, and she gets rewarded with a boundary, down for 4.
What is that saying in cricket? When you're uncertain against spin, sweep. It actually does come off more times than not. I mean, looking at the power play restrictions as well, if that gets off the top edge of the bat as it did there in that case, it just flies over the top of the infield and 1-2 bounces and over the fence it goes.
Aggressive shots from Lawrence. They have 2 fielders behind square for that exact shot where it might be top edged and just landing at the short third man and the short square leg. However, it's the end of over number 6 with the score on 38 for 1. And as we continue watching the women's game, it continues growing here in South Africa. England will be touring South Africa for a 3 ODI, 3 T20 and 1 test match tour, including the wonderful Black Day, which will be happening on the 8th of December at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Make sure you get your tickets and information at cricket.co.za. City Wars are now aware. Hashtag be part of it. It's 38 for 1 at the end of the power play.
Amy Maguire to kick us off with the first over after the power play.
That's what we're going to see, hopefully, a bit more from South Africa. The usage of the feet against the spin bowler just to destabilize how they're going to work.
It actually shows good intent too, to actually want to score runs against the spin.
There's that sweep shot. Ooh, a diving attempt to the left. We've already seen an excellent catch in the deep, but this time it's survival for Diara Ramlaken again.
Oh, Bedula, how close was that one? I mean, Ramlake just didn't look like she actually had it right out of the middle of the bat, because if she did, that was going to go way over the top of catching mid-wicket there and straight into the boundary for 4. But in that case, it just burst through her hands. Goodness me, that was very close.
Laura McBride. This time it's another top edge. Clear, easy chance. She needed a second try, but Freya Sargent, after a couple of misfields, makes sure that she grabs onto the catch. That is the end of Simone Lawrence on 13 runs.
Now that is what pressure can do to you. After you build that pressure, following up on dot deliveries from the previous over. There was 2 runs from the 5th over in the power play. There was barely 6 in the last over of the power play. That just now puts South Africa in that mindset that we need to quickly score here.
And there's actually no need. The ball way, way wide from Lawrence's bat. She gets it with the outside edge right at the bottom of that Gray Nichols bat, and she loses her stay. South Africa now losing both their opening batters. It's 39 for 2.
The captain coming in at 4. Looking at the situation right now, she's going to really want to grab this game by the scruff of the neck so that she can just, power through this whole pressure that they are now facing in order to put them again on the front foot of this game to actually dominate the proceedings going forward.
She's been the best batter of the entire tournament so far. Has the most runs, scoring 46 not out in that first game and 19 in the second game. She also had a fantastic partnership with Diara Ramlaken in that first game on Monday. She pushed the tempo. Ramlaken held it together to bring up 55 runs in that 113-run chase. So here they are.
Oh, that innings from Kayla was very important in that first game. She literally took her team on her back and got them over the line.
Oh, she gives it away first ball. She's way too early on the shot. And it's an easy grab from Amy Maguire as South Africa lose their best batter. First ball.
Well, now we see why Ireland were excited about winning the toss and putting South Africa into bat first. I mean, goodness me, that was full, that was straight. I mean, I don't think it was really there for that pushback type of shot, but she really just gives her the opportunity to just catch it. It's dead straight back to the bowler. I mean, oh my goodness, that is such a mistimed shot.
Gentle catch from Amy Maguire, slight shuffle to her right. And again, it's a wonderful catch from the Irish. They get wicket number 3. And it's another talented youngster, Karabo Meso. Her name means the answer. Will she bring such answers for South Africa? Because Ireland are asking all the correct questions.
They really are. And now all of a sudden, Amy's on a hat-trick in this over. Goodness me, what a time to start your innings. I mean, you're looking at this situation, you're feeling the pressure just a little bit, just lost your captain, and now you're facing the hat-trick ball.
Amy Maguire, can she do it? No, she can't. Karabo Meso closes the face of the bat as she hits it straight to mid-on. Does not change the fact that this has been a pristine over from Maguire.
Couldn't have asked for anything better from Ireland, leaving the power play. 1 run, 2 wickets in the very next over. It's been a really good start.
Oh, they go up in arms, asking the question, but they do not get the response. Excellent over from Amy Maguire. She gets 2 wickets, giving away 1 run. It is 39 for 3 after 7 as Mr. Z Ndamane joins us for commentary.
Good afternoon everybody at home, watching at home. I hope you're having a very good time enjoying this very interesting game between SA Under-19 women and Ireland Under-19 women. And I think Ireland have brought the fight to this game today.
Those 3 wickets were absolutely crucial. And I love how the efforts are actually spread throughout the bowlers here, Brazil. It's not just one bowler who's raising their hand. Every single one of them is playing their part.
Indeed.
Alice Tector, she's been the most expensive of the batch. 10 runs in her first over. She bowls to Diara Ramlaken. Wonderfully driven from Ramlaken. Opens up the face of the bats beautifully. It's guided past the player at backward point for a wonderful boundary.
It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, typical Pretoria high-felt weather and beautiful surroundings here at Tuks Oval. And for those who would like to come and watch a game, please feel free to come. And for those who don't know, the venue moved from the Groenkloof Oval to the Tuks Oval, and the same would happen on Friday.
Consolidates the boundary here, Diara Ramlaken. You speak of a beautiful day here, Zed. What we are seeing also is beautiful cricket from both sides. Now it's going to need a rebuilding job from this other.
That's what everybody expects from today's game, and South Africa will know after those overs that they're in for a fight here today.
It's dropped a little bit short, but you love the fights from the Irish. They're now starting to throw themselves everywhere. You can see they're speaking. Body language is positive from the visitors.
Yeah, very good. Lovely to see. And that what happens when teams are well coached and well supported, and is great for, especially for women's cricket.
Karabo Meso, drop and run. Teammates with Diara Ramlaken in the domestic Hollywood Bets series at the Lions. They've had some good partnerships against the Knights in the opening game of the 50-over competition, where Diara Ramlaken scored in the 60s and Meso scored a fantastic 120-odd runs. So surely Coach Dev Narain will be hoping that performance translates into the green and yellow as they squeeze a single.
She looks in great form, Ramlakan. Uses her feet well. Goes to the pitch of the ball and plays those off drives very well. Wonderful to see.
Saw that one that went for a boundary, even opening up the face of the bat to guide it through. But it's dropped short this time from Tector. It's big confusion. Meso is in big problems as they ask the question. It looked a little bit lackadaisical from Karabo Meso. However, it's adjudged to be home.
It's one of those yes, no, yes, no, yes. And fortunately, they managed to get back into her ground. She's back in.
Ooh. She trusted that she'll make it back home, but the mistake there with the calling between Meso and Ramlaken is just gonna need to be fixed, because now what they need to do for the next couple of overs is just take those ones and keep the score ticking. Just not search for those big boundaries. In comes Amy Maguire. Ramlaken sweeps. The ball is just straggling along. It's being picked up. She gets a single.
that near run out there is an indication of what wickets do, the pressure that they create for a batting team. And the yes no is one of those pressure created by wickets.
You even saw with that previous delivery that was played into no man's land, they tried for two. This time they do get two, and if that was collected by Maguire, the bowler, it might have been questions for Ramlakan. This just backs up your point again here, Brandamane, that indeed they're looking to force those ones and twos just to keep the score ticking.
Creates doubt to the batsman.
Down the leg side for Maguire. An extra run, which brings up 50 for the South Africans. It's just going to be that first tick in the box here, Brazet, that Yebo, we've made it to the half century, despite that little bit of a collapse with those 3 wickets. But they're bringing it back here slowly and slowly.
That is indeed correct. You can see that the Irish have got they've got something between their teeth, and they're coming for the South African under-19 team.
This is the fight back that you want from a team that has lost the first 2 games in a rather tough fashion, because South Africa were completely dominant. You don't want to come in 2 days later and your energies are slumped. You want that fight.
100% correct. That's all what we all want to see. Good competition, intriguing match. That's what we want.
Speaking to members of the coaching staff for the Irish, you know, the defeats are not even a thing that is making them bang their heads against the wall. It's a learning experience for these girls, because what are the chances of them traveling the world at such a young age to experience all of the different ways that the game can be played? So for them, it's about having that fighting spirit, looking to chase that ball down, working hard to chase it down, but it wins the race. Beautifully cut from Ramlakan for 4.
Beautiful shot. Got her feet moving there. Hit the ball under her eyes. Really wonderful to see. Great shot.
Love how late she played it as well. She does it again. Past Freya Sargent. It's going to be another big chase, and it's going to be the ball winning it back to back as Ramlakan makes it 2 fours in a row.
She really has some style, and I really like her body language, how she looks out there, comfortable at the crease. Very well coached, obviously, a very talented batter.
Annabelle Squires, tasked with chasing the ball twice over, and twice over, she couldn't chase it down. Wonderful talent from Diara Ramlakan as she moves to 20. 9 overs now into the innings. South Africa just a touch under 7 runs to the over on 61 for 3. Alice Tector.
Big responsibility for these 2 batsmen out there. You'd rather have the batsmen who are in than those who are sitting in the sheds. So big responsibility, and I hope one of them out there between Ramlakan and Meso will be able to bat long into the innings.
And the issue is here, in both innings, South Africa lost 4 wickets. And the same 6 batters have been used in both games to chase down that total. So if they had to lose those wickets and expose the batters who have not been able to bat yet, maybe Ireland might have that sniff in limiting their scoring. But it's going to take nice, easy singles from the South Africans, just like this, between Ramlakan and Meso.
What they don't want to happen is to lose wickets. What they need to do now is to consolidate and build a partnership together to ensure that South Africa reaches a very good score at the end of the innings.
Now, with the power play over, a couple of overs ago, trying to find those boundaries is going to be just a tad more difficult. We've seen South Africa trying to go over the top, just not working. That's how they lost their 3 wickets. So it's wonderful strategic play here from Ireland to limit them and ask them to take that risk to score runs.
And what I like is that all the fielders in the inner ring, all of them are alert, they're wide awake, making sure that they cut as many runs as possible.
Cut away, it's aerial, but it's down to third man. Julie McNally gets it back. It's as if Ireland actually don't mind this. They're just going at around 3-4 runs to the over for the past couple since they got that 3rd wicket. But the problem is, the longer these two stay in, the more probable it is that they'll score big runs.
That is a danger for them. They've got to make sure that they carry on doing what they're doing well.
Meso, beautiful shot. Wonderfully carved through the covers despite the diving short's extra cover, and she bags 4 runs.
Top shot that. The ball seems to be coming nicely onto the bat. Wonderful pitch. This looks like a really good wicket, and let's see what they achieve with this innings here.
That is so excellently done by Karabo Meso. It's 10 overs done. The score, it's on 67 for 3. It's been good bowling from Ireland, especially from Laura McBride and Amy Maguire, who are able to take those wickets. However, Freya Sargent right at the top, holding it up with her spin bowling. She's good at taking wickets. The question is, will she do it today? But what you can expect is more blasting cricket. 2 teams, make it 3 teams coming over to visit South Africa. India coming in November, just around the corner for 4 T20 games. Sri Lanka coming in for 2 T20 games, or 2 test matches. And then you have Pakistan for a full series, test matches, 1-dayers, and that coveted pink test match, or pink 1-day match. Make sure that you get your ticket at cricket.co.za. Hashtag Wozanawe, hashtag be part of it. Ten overs gone. The score is 67 for 3 for South Africa. And it's Tiara Ramlakan and Karabo Meso looking to bring it back. Niam McNutley, she's only gone for 7 runs in her first over, comes from the pavilion end. Drops it a little bit short. Gonna make sure that that running is clean because the fielding from Ireland is on point.
Really good shot for no run there. She really pulled that one nicely. Unfortunately, no run.
Just signs for McNutley to ensure that her lengths are proper, but also a sign for the South Africans to make sure that their calling is in order. They're not playing around these Irish ladies in the field. Much better length. There is protection in the deep by Kia McCartney for 1.
I like the South African batsmen in terms of what they are doing. Both batters watching the ball carefully onto the bat, not playing reckless shots out there, playing proper shots, and I hope that they continue playing the way that they're doing.
They're on course to get a score that is above 130. Given the fact that Ireland have not been able to score above 120 the course of the first 2 games, South Africa will be happy at the rate that they're going at because they'll trust and back their bowling. Wonderful stuff from Niam McNutley. But what's even better is the awareness from Karabo Meso. Beautiful calling for a run.
That was really well bowled there. Nearly yoked the batter there. And we're in for a very interesting afternoon. And both teams are up for it today.
Wonderful showcase of skill from McNutley. Right up there. Karabo Meso, she's faced 13 deliveries. Again, the length is impeccable from Niam. She's found something here after that short delivery.
Really good bowling, and I hope that the kids watching at home can see how you contain a batsman, especially when both batsmen are in form and look like they want to score big runs here today.
Just skill, though, from Karabo Meso. She's played a gorgeous drive through the covers, and she continues driving well. It goes for a single. 4 runs in that over from Niam McNulty. It's 71 for 3.
That's one of the great improvements in the women's game. In the past, young girls would just come and hike over mid-wicket and not play proper shots through the covers. And what we're seeing, we've just seen a World Cup where the batters have really come on in the women's game. And it's one example there, to play proper shots through the covers, feet, movement of the feet to the pitch of the ball and hitting it properly where it should be hit, rather than hiking everything over mid-wicket.
It's understanding that it's not just a power game, this game of cricket. Kia McCartney comes in, drops it short, but it's in deliveries like that, Brazet, where the power game will be displayed. Must bowl it right up there. It's just a loosener from Kia.
She got away there, and that's something that you want to eliminate from your bowling.
It's short again, clubbed away by Meso. It's really clubbed away. No chance for Ellis Tector in the deep as it goes for 4.
That ball stuck in the hand. That's why she dragged it down and pitched it short, which obviously would be freebies for these 2 batsmen out there.
Karabo Meso also just taking her time with that ball, not rushing it. Timing right on point. Past Freya Sargent, who's standing at short mid-wicket. This time she goes behind square, Karabo Meso, and she does it well. Excellent batting as she sends it down for 4.
Really good shot, played in front of square, which sees that she's seeing the ball really well out there, and choice of shots to play, it just shows that she's got technique and good selection of shot to play.
The fine leg is standing rather square. Might say it's a deep backward square. Finds that fine shot. But also, Kia McCartney here is guilty of inconsistent lines and lengths. One ball a little bit too short, one too full and straight, punished for 4. That one also a bit short. And this one overpitched. So they take 1 through the misfield of short extra cover as they move to 80 runs.
Very good running there, and nice early call, and really good running between the two batters.
Ramlakan will feel like she missed out on that. A dolly delivered by McCartney. It's just played for 1 as we get to over number 12. It's 81 for the loss of 3.
Yes, she missed out on that one. The ball came off the splice, so she couldn't quite middle it. Otherwise, that was 4 runs calling out there.
We were speaking about the progress of the ladies' game, and it wasn't even 2 decades ago where the women's game was played as a curtain raiser for a men's game. If you're playing at the Wanderers, South Africa versus Australia, you'd have South Africa women versus Australia women early in the morning for the day-night game. And all of a sudden, they now have their own standing series, and even the under-19 ladies now having their own matches like these.
Really good to see the growth of women's cricket, and we all know that a few years back, many people would not want women playing the game, but look how the game has progressed and how well women are now playing.
Oh, she gets under that ball. It's up in the air. She does not make her ground, does Niam McNulty. Diara Ramlakan again survives, but sometimes fortune simply favors the brave.
I think that ball was for the mid-on fielder, but she did not call for it, so I don't blame McNulty. We had to go for it, but it was more for the mid-on fielder than for the bowler.
Just a lack of match awareness there from the fielders of Ireland. In situations like that, you rather the player who will be running towards the ball go catch the ball rather than the bowler who's coming from a follow through, running backwards with the ball coming over her head and over her shoulder. But like you said, Miron didn't call for the ball. McNulty, understandably so, not reaching the ball at all. But she's bowling well, hitting the correct areas, forcing the mistakes from the South Africans, and their good shots, just going for 1.
Really bowling well, hitting good lines and lengths, and what she needs now is support from the fielders, especially those who are in the inner ring.
Just like you say. Just like that. McNulty has come back so brilliantly well. You would never say that with the way she's constructing this over, she's already gone for double-digit runs. You'd think that she's going at around 4 or 5 runs to the over. It's really beautiful bowling. And she ends it equally well. It's a good stop. However, it's parried into open space. They take 1 run to end over number 13. The score moves to 85 for the loss of 3.
Good running from the two batters out there. I'm an old school guy, and when we were growing up being coached, one of the principles of batting was that never run to a misfield. But it shows how the modern game has developed, that batters out there are more prepared to take risks and to take those runs.
And that's why both Meso and Ramlakan now are in their 20s and not out. And look at that, slowly and slowly Meso is catching up to her deliveries despite taking these many singles. Because every now and then the bowler will give you a boundary delivery. It's short and wide. Meso splices the gap and it goes for 4.
Top shot. She picked a spot out there and used her feet, got to the ball, and you could see with the swing of the bat, really nice shot through where it was not far from the fielder out there, but she managed to find the spot and the boundary.
The footwork you speak about, Prazet, is what makes that shot possible, opening up the face of her body to create more width, to cut it away. Now she goes down on one knee for a sweep. Diara Ramlakan with a very good call, noticing that the short, fine leg is on her heels, and they take 1.
Really good call, good run there, and Ramlakan is in for a big score here. Let's hope that she carries on. The run rate and the strike rate is good.
Down the track, she hits it hard, but Long On has been quiet. She's there. Stops that for 1. And this is just a sure sign of the development of skill, even at young ages for cricketers. They hit it well when they get the opportunity, and it's another ball dropped short from McBride. Meso goes in square this time for 4.
Wow, top shot there. Could see from the sound of the bat, from the impact, from the moment that she saw the ball early, used the feet, picked a spot, and really great shot there.
The partnership now has moved to 56. And as she reduces the pace, Lara McBride, she also loops it up. It's swept away effortlessly from Karabo Meso as they take an easy couple.
It's important that McBride must not panic here. She's critical at this stage of the bowling innings. So Ireland needs her. She needs to make sure that she bowls the ball well.
She didn't take wickets in her first 2 games, so she's taken 1 now. She still has an over to go, Laura McBride, but that one going for 14 runs. Quite expensive. Speaking about 14, it's 14 overs, 97 for 3, as Odwa replaces Brazet in the commentary.
Thank you, Vendula. I'm just looking at that last over, and can we just talk about how Garabo really does pick up length so quickly? I mean, it's an excellent trait to have as a batsman, to know how to pick up length. But man, that shot in that last over for 4, goodness me.
I was watching a masterclass by Nasser Hussain a couple of days ago. Well, maybe I need to watch a Diara Ramlakan masterclass rather. Down the track, smashes that through the covers for 4, and what a way for South Africa to bring up their 100 runs.
The importance of putting the bowler under pressure. First delivery, down the wicket you come. It's off a full length, but she meets it right there at the pitch, and she just puts it into the covers for 4. What a shot that is. Goodness me. Now all the pressure is back on Amy Maguire.
Oh, she's gone. Got a little bit greedy, did Ramlakan. She's already had a good shot. Amy Maguire pulls the length back, bowls it a little bit quicker. The captain herself with the gloves stumps Diara Ramlakan, and it's 101 for 4.
I mean, she looked to double down on that situation there. It was an excellent shot first up, and then she tries to go down the ground again, misses this one. She doesn't get to the pitch of the delivery this time. And she's just lured in. It's just outside the half of the bat, and it goes through the keeper, and what an excellent stumping.
Pushed a little bit wider as well from Amy Maguire. Ramlakan eventually had to reach for that down the track. It's smart bowling from Amy Maguire as she gets her 2nd wicket. Oof, just too much from Ramlakan. Didn't even fight back. It's her 3rd wicket, Amy Maguire. 101 for 4.
Now we see the difference between those two deliveries. The first one was pitched up a lot fuller, and it was a lot closer to where Ramlakan was actually meeting the ball at the pitch of it. At that time, in that case, Amy just took it a bit wider off stump, and then she doesn't get to the pitch of delivery this time, and then it spins slightly away from her, and then the keeper just takes a comfortable stumping.
Fantastic work from Amy Hunter. It brings on the very much in form Faye Cowling, both with the bat and the ball. She is really starting to raise her hand here, Faye Cowling. But she raises the ball up into the air. First ball in. And she loses it. A cheap dismissal. The ball lobbing up into the air. And Freya Sargent takes the catch.
I'm actually interested to note the fact that the two players that actually dominated 2 games over the last couple of matches that we played against Ireland here were Faye Cowling and Kayla Reinecker. But today, both of them actually get out first ball. And again, we're back to that situation of having a hat-trick delivery coming one's way.
Faye Cowling just playing across the line of the ball, playing against the spin of the ball, not moving her feet towards the ball, and she just swings at it, completely mistiming it. And it's an easy wicket. Amy Maguire is on the precipice of not only a hat-trick, but also a 5-wicket haul.
Oh, she's bowled well today in Pretoria. I mean, you're looking at those figures right now. 2.3 overs, 4 wickets for 20 runs. You look at South Africa at 101 for 5. Amy has taken 4 of those wickets.
She is the chief destroyer. Luyanda Nzuza comes in at number 7. Amy Maguire, she is on a hat-trick. It's hit straight back from Nzuza. She says hello. It's a good stop out in the deep from the Irish. And it is 1 run for Nzuza.
That's really good fielding on that occasion. I mean, it was hit with power. It was hit very straight. But to come around and just stop it and keep it down to a single was the important thing there.
When the spirits are high, the cricket also just raises in spirits as well. The Irish have been more good today than they have been a little bit lesser on terms of exposing their skill. So it's good bowling here, coupled with good fielding. And Karabo Meso now has to start working and building new chemistry with a new batter in Luyanda Nzuza. Successful one from Amy Maguire, giving away 5 runs, but she takes 2 wickets. It's 102 for 5.
And now we're going into the final 5 overs of this first innings here from South Africa. 102 for 5. You might think, yeah, at the beginning of the innings we would have taken that, but we kind of lost too many wickets along the way to get to this point. We want to just go on from here, just put up a very competitive score. I mean, it's a new surface today anyway, so that's really going to play in differently in the second innings as well.
But now they bring on Freya Sargent. Quite a difficult customer to deal with for the South Africans. Nzuza plays a funky shot. Karabo Meso gets her out of trouble with a good call for 1.
At first, I really didn't think there was a single in there. I just think the fielder at short, fine leg is just sitting on her heels way too much. And you can see that Karabo really saw that from her end, and she just calls through for the single.
But she's well at home. A Chinese drive, or a French drive, that one from Luyanda Nzuza. Just down on one knee, gets the ball in between her legs. And that's how you do it. Karabo Meso takes it over the top. A little bit short from Freya Sargent. It's short enough for Meso, and that's the first maximum of the match.
Oh, the way she picks up length. It's the way she picks up length for me. I mean, she climbs into that ever so quickly. It's just a little bit short. It's not that short enough for her to actually just pull it across for 6. I mean, come on, what a shot.
And she goes down the ground. Karabo Meso has now found a taste for this white ball, but this time it doesn't reach the boundary. but it's the intent that counts that gives her 2.
I love how she's aware of what shot to play to which delivery. I mean, that one is tossed up a lot more. It's very full. And she decides straight up from there, I'm going straight down the ground.
That forces Freya Sargent to change fields. Down goes long off. In comes deep cover. But it's tidily played and smartly played from Meso. Just precision down to the deep square leg for 1.
I think today the one thing that actually stands out for me from the South African batsmen is how well they've actually run between the wickets. I mean, they've called well, they've really understood each other, they've shown that level of patience and seeing where 2 runs is actually available to them.
Zuza opens up the face of the bat. It was slightly aerial, but the main thing is that South Africa are getting more runs in the board.
I mean, if I was Ireland at this point and bowling to the newish batsman coming to the wicket, I don't think I'd have my cover all the way deep against that batsman. I mean, that there was an opportunity to get a wicket.
Last ball for Freya Sargent. Meso was looking to go down the track one more time, but she'll look to preserve the strike going into the next over. Ooh, who are we to say so? Runs matter more. It's a slight misfield, and she takes 2. A bundle of fitness, Skarabo Meso, as we bring in over number 16. 116 for 5.
12 runs coming from that over with that massive 6 down the leg side. I mean, what a pull shot that was against that sort of delivery. But I must say, Ireland will look back at this fielding display and think there's a lot of runs here they could actually restricted South Africa to. I mean, they've given away cheap singles and returns off misfields have been plenty today.
Talk about plenty. Wonderful set of fans down at the stands here at Tuks Oval, showing their support to the ladies. Amy Maguire might be looking for that 50, but Luyanda Nzuza shows the skill, and so does the fielder running down to retrieve that ball. A reverse sweep from Luyanda Nzuza is kept to 2.
And Bedulo, speaking about the fans that are here, we talked about how the women's game was looked at in the past as a curtain raiser for the men's game. He actually mentioned that earlier today, but right now it's its own standalone situation, and it's something that we really want to see, and we are so proud of how far this has come in our cricket.
And now the ball might need to go far here for Nzuza. It's far enough for it to be fumbled at mid-off by Niam McNulty. Oh, they are lucky there.
Now, those are the catches that you really need to be taking. I mean, at this level in this game, she barely had to move an inch there for that one to get to her.
An opportunity well created. And Karabo Meso, like the story as old as time after a dropped catch, goes for 4 with a wonderful sweep shot.
So it's salt in the wound when you see a dropped catch followed up by a boundary. I mean, it always happens. I feel like at any level of the game, that's exactly what you see. Catches win you matches all the time. That is the one fact that we built this game upon. I mean, you can't be dropping sitters like that and then get a boundary scored off you the very next delivery.
It's painful considering how well Amy Maguire has been bowling as well. 4 for 24, now turns to 4 for 28, which easily could have been 5 for 23. Missed opportunity, and what a confidence booster it would have been for the whole team to get that 6th wicket.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm looking at Karabo right now, 48 of 35. I mean, she's really taken this opportunity with both hands. She's a sublime talent, honestly. I mean, we can't really deny how good she is. And we are seeing it ourselves here today, how good she really is.
She's good enough that she was in contention to go to that World Cup at 16 years old. However, several factors stopped that from happening, and she's just working on her game, solidifying that talent of hers, as she is now on 50 runs. It's 123 for 5 with 3 overs to go. A lot of cricket to come over the course of the year. The Pink Day happening on the 22nd of December, starting at 2 p.m. on that Sunday just before Christmas. Make sure you get your tickets at cricket.co.za, as South Africa will be playing Pakistan for the coveted 13th pick day match. Hashtag Wozanawe. Hashtag be part of it. Nzuza goes big. However, she goes behind square, straight to the fielder who's patrolling that area. It's 1 run.
And Benulu, looking at the situation right now with 3 overs to go, what do you think South Africa would be happy to get to in this first innings?
I believe this might be a happy score for them, but 10 runs to the over from here, we'll see 150 become a possibility. And with Meso batting like this, might be a possibility, unless if they continue fielding brilliantly. Now it's 50 runs for Karabo Meso. It's the first one of the tournament.
Oh, and for that confusion there, we just missed it a little bit. There was a short run within that over when we thought she actually did get over the line. But comfortably now at 50 from 39 deliveries, it's actually been a really good innings.
Love the fact that Nzuza's not allowing the bowlers to just work on her and then she's getting bogged down. She too is trying to show that she's here.
It's a good thing to have that aggression and that intent early on in your innings.
She's really looking to go big. Freya Sargent saying, nope, I am not going to deal with that. And it stopped in the deep for 1 run.
Oh, the way Freya just ducked underneath that one. It just goes to show how well that ball was actually hit into that space at shortish mid wicket. I mean, honestly, ball coming at you at that speed, I'd also probably feel like I'd duck underneath.
And no need to duck under that one. It's taken aerial by Karabo Meso. They move to 127 runs. This partnership already now up to 26 in a blink of an eye.
It's been a good, stabilizing partnership following the double wickets in that over from Amy. I mean, so far so good from South Africa at this moment. 127 for 5.
Reverses her sweep again, does Nzuza. A reverse sweep played down to the leg side. When have you seen that? But she makes it work, Nzuza. She moves to 9 runs from 9 because it doesn't matter how the runs come. It's that resilience that matters, which will give you those runs. It's 2 overs to go, 128 for 5.
Now it comes down to how South Africa want to finish this innings. And we're looking into that right now. We actually do want them to finish strong. I mean, they would also look at this score and think to themselves, if we can get as close as we can to 150, that would be a very decent total on this track today.
Some good starts as well from Ramlaken, Van Rensburg, and Lawrence just failed to convert. It's been Amy Maguire who's been the chief destroyer, but she's run out of her overs, 4 for 29. So now South Africa can play with a little bit of more freedom. Or might that be the reason they might lose their wickets? In comes Niam McNulty. She drops it short. There's some width. Nzuza cuts it straight to the deep cover for 1.
Looking at the field there, McNulty is just truly looking to bowl to her field. Just put it a bit offside, a little bit short. Just ensure that possibility that the ball goes straight to the fielding options. Cut down the boundaries. That's how Ireland are going to ensure that South Africa don't get away from them here towards the end of this innings.
Slow delivery, looped up into the air. But again, it is that misfielding that is just so inconsistent. Moments of brilliance from the Irish, and then moments of just lapse of concentration to give Karabo Meso that 4 runs.
You got to feel for McNulty on that occasion. I mean, you've bowled such an excellent delivery. You didn't offer anything on that type of delivery for there to be any runs on that. At best, that could have been a single. But it just goes through the fielders for 4. I mean, come on.
Speaks of the good outfield here at the Tuks Oval too. Just rockets to the fielder, this time to the deep mid-wicket. Meso trusting Nzuza, and Nzuza doing what she must. A run per ball 10.
And we really did mention it earlier how quick the outfield is here. I mean, through hands and still 4, off the legs and you still get 4. It really has been that type of day today for Ireland.
Another one when the pace is off. It should have been taken. It should have been taken. However, it rips through the hands of Kia McCartney, and it's another saving grace for the South Africans.
I think she might have hurt herself there in Pendula. It's not looking really good for her now. I think it hit maybe the top of her wrist. But if we look at that shot, I mean, there's some intent from Zuza. It's actually good. She comes down the pitch. She actually waits back on that, and she hits it straight to the fielder, but that burst through her hands.
Looks like the timing of trying to cup the ball was just off. Going as slightly lower to where the ball was. You saw she was already taking the knee. Bit of balance taking that catch. The idea is that when catches come to you, you have to be as stable as you possibly can to make the catch work. She opens up the room there, does Zuza, and you can just see the ball was coming to her right as she was taking the knee, and she mistimes the catch and hits her on her forearm.
I think more than anything, she actually goes to her right a little bit as she's going down on her knee. So she kind of just changes the angle of which the ball is coming at her. Because if she's standing still in that position, she just lowers her hands a little bit just to take it. Because, I mean, it's coming at her at that shortish little bit length. Now it's reaching the ground a lot quicker. But, man, oh man, that must hurt.
And it's a bit worse when both the bats bowlers who've taken the wickets, Lara McBride and Amy Maguire, have completed their stints of overs. Nina McNulty now just has 2 more balls to go to complete her spell. None of the other bowlers have been able to take the wickets. There's a big chance that either Tector or Sargent will bowl that final over. Wonder who it will be. Will it be the pacer of Tector, or rather the spin that has been a little bit hard to get away if you hit it in the right area of Freya Sargent?
I think looking at how Ireland have gone here in the last 2-3 overs, they've actually gone 1 over spin here and then a couple overs from the seamers. I really think they'd go with Tector to close off this innings. I believe she is. She is like their new ball bowler. She's one of their better bowlers. So I'd actually also give her that option to close off this innings.
It's just Kayla Reinecker will look at that score sheet and be like, oh, coach, it was swinging. But she just gave the wicket away in her first ball, popping it back to the bowler. And it shows with the scores that are there that if you apply yourself for a couple of deliveries, the pitch will pay you back. McNulty is back in continuation. Good shot up into the air. There's a fielder down there. Again, they come too close. McNulty did this when she was fielding, when she dropped a catch, and now Ellie McGee with the dropped catch for 4.
I think more than anything, McGee down there, the sun is in her face. She's not really seeing the ball all the way in towards her hands. It was a good shot more than anything else, but it just didn't have that much enough on it to take it all the way for 6.
This might be exactly what the Irish were looking for out of Karabo. So the fielder is there for that specific reason. Would have wanted her to grab that. She's such a valuable wicket in Karabo as well.
Looking at that long break after that injury there to Kia McCartney, it's actually good to see that she did not go off the field after being hit on the wrist by that ball.
Last ball for McNulty. Will she get redemption? It is Amy Hunter who is under it, and she's pretty good with the gloves. After a stumping, she takes her catch for the second dismissal. Karabo in the last ball of the penultimate over of the innings is gone for 60 from 44.
An excellent innings. A really, really excellent innings. I mean, if anything, if you look at that scorecard right now, 140 for 5, you look at the wickets that they lost in clumps in certain situations, Karabo has held this innings together. She's played beautifully, and she's picked up lanes so well today, and she has the only 6.
Deserved claps from the South African camp. A selfless dismissal that from me, so she's already accumulated a bulk of runs. 7 balls to go, and she's like, you know what? Might as well go ham and maximize, trying to get to that 150. It's 140 for 6 with 1 more over to go.
And as we talked about it, it is Alice Tector to actually finish off the innings here for Ireland. They really need to close this off strongly, not let any cheap singles get through them.
Nice easy action from Ellis Tector as well. Starts off right into that block hole against Luyanda Nzuza.
I think as Alice at this point in time, that's a really not great a time to actually finish off an innings. I mean, Zuza's been out there for 12 deliveries, yes, but she's still fairly new. Now you have Van Voorst actually just walking in. She hasn't faced a delivery yet, and this is the last over of the innings. This is a great time to actually squeeze South Africa.
You're gonna have to drop it a little bit fuller than that. Too short at that pace is easy pickings. Luyanda Nzuza takes it over the mid-on fielder for 4.
It's been very inconsistent from Ireland with the ball, and on the field today. I mean, they haven't fielded well. They've followed patches of good fielding with very, very bad fielding. And then there are certain situations where you're just not bowling the correct length delivery to the field that you have.
Such was the case there, and because of that, the mid-on is dropped down to long on. So she goes over to the offside, doesn't Nzuza. It's very well placed, and they only take 1 run.
Now that was a good delivery following on from the boundary ball, the previous delivery. I mean, you can't bowl short into the wicket, offering that much width for anywhere to actually be put. You're just offering easy shots for people to get off strike, just scoring runs off you. Now you change the field a little bit and you offer that much space again, but that's a good delivery.
3 balls to go. Mika van Voorst will face her very first ball of the tournament. She shuffles across. Nzuza calls for 1. That would have been big trouble for the batter should Alice Tector had hit the stumps.
What a sequence of play there. I don't know if it's necessary to be going for that single as tight as it is, but then again, Nzuza is the batsman who's actually faced more deliveries, so she has the better option of actually getting more runs for South Africa to look to get to that 150 with a couple balls left in this over.
That is exactly what they wanted. Nzuza on strike, and Mika van Voorst didn't miss out on that one delivery she's faced. Nzuza swings wild. She calls for 1. Very good calling here from the South Africans, but this time Nzuza does not make it home. Amy Hunter, she's in the game again, the wicket-keeper, responsible for the run out of Luyanda Nzuza. A selfless run, as it's the 7th wicket gone.
And that's the first time today we can actually talk about how the running has been ineffective for South Africa. All the way through this innings, they've run well between the stumps. They've taken their chances to convert 1s into 2s, to take quick singles. In that case, it's just unfortunate there for Nzuza to fall short of the crease and to get out in that fashion.
That is a single I would question just a little bit. Wouldn't have minded Luyanda Nzuza just taking on that last ball because she's showing levels of aggression. But she plays really well for that 16 from 14, given the situation that the game was in support of Karabo Meso. It's 146 for 7, and she gets a little bit of rounds of applause from the South Africans.
It's actually been a really decent over from Tector here to close off this innings. Just 6 of it with 1 to go. And Van Voorst is actually on strike for this last ball.
Across the field, very, very well bowled, and Amy Hunter, for a change, just misses out on an opportunity. However, it brings the end to the innings. The Irish, choosing to bowl first, will face a mammoth total to chase down, given how they have been playing this innings or this series so far. 148 runs to win for the visitors, and it's going to be a really tough chase.
I really think there's about 15, maybe 20 runs that they gave away in that innings to South Africa. But looking at that right now, they just know exactly what they need. Their work is going to be cut out for them, given how they batted in the last 2 games. I mean, you look at those scores at 93 for 8 and 113 for 8. It's been a difficult situation for them to actually bat in this tour, but they have an opportunity now to actually chase this down.
Speaking of the extra runs that they gave, you can see there's only 7 extras. However, the amount of misfields that they've given, the dropped catches that they had, makes that extra amount probably triple what you see on the screen right now. But South Africa took full advantage. It was just Faye Cowling and Kayla Reyneke who missed out on scoring, and Amy Maguire was having a feast taking those 4 wickets. It could have been 5 if it wasn't for the drop. But apart from that, all the bowlers trying to make their efforts, but South Africa just getting runs all around them. It's the end of the first innings. Ireland will need 148 runs to win. We'll be back in 15 minutes here at Tuks Oval. You are live with us on Cricket South Africa's YouTube channel for the South Africa versus Irish Under-19 women's game. 148 runs to win at the Tuks Oval. South Africa under-19 women's versus Ireland under-19s women, as Ntabiseng Nini starts us off with a wide delivery, bowling to the Irish captain, Amy Hunter.
It's a pity the ball swung too much. She needs to bring it closer to the batsman to bowl that line in length, but I like the swing.
Still healthy grass coverage on the surface. It's a beautiful surface at that. And it's a beautiful length bowled by Nini at that time. Exactly where you're talking about here, Brazet, where she needs to be.
Yeah, especially when you've got these conditions, you've got to use them well because you've got a nice, beautiful pitch with nice pace, bounce and carry. So you've got to use the conditions.
South Africa from the onset, showing that they're looking to attack, but so are the Irish with aggressive running. They have a player who's standing in that slip cordon, standing at rather third slip, Simone Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a good field setting there by the captain. Quite like the field she's got out there. And we just hope that the ladies take their catches when they come.
Wonderful shot. Beautiful shot from Freya Sargent. It goes past the fielders, and it's the first boundary of the chase.
Really beautiful shot, and for it to penetrate with two fielders close in there, and then it just found the right spot and went through the two of them.
Kayla Reinaker diving for all she could. None to no avail, though. Ntabiseng Nini playing for the Northwest. So she's familiar to such conditions. And she bowls very, very well.
Very good delivery, that's what I mean. You've got the conditions decked out for you on a beautiful day like this with some swing in there. She's got to use these conditions. Luckily, she's got the pace. And let's hope that one of those finds the edge there.
She was part of that under-19 squad in South Africa here for the 2023 World Cup T20. And you can see why with such beautiful bowling as Freya Sargent plays and misses.
She's really bowling at a very good pace. Really enjoying to see how well she's bowling here today. Hope she can keep up the pace with the swing and the bounce that she's producing.
Oh, she's getting such good movement. And what I love the most is how she's using the deck. She's not floating the ball up there. She's really hitting it hard, hence that pace. Good carry, good work for that first over. It goes for 6 runs.
Bowling like a good old West Indian, Barbadian.
If you want to drive, buy a car, man. If you don't know, now you know. Very good lengths from Nini. She's at that back of a length area. We saw with the Irish, they were right up there, very full in terms of their lengths. And here it's just changed up by the South Africans. Now their captain, Kayla Reinaker, has the ball. She didn't pitch up with the bat, very uncharacteristically. So, can she flourish with the ball? Playing for the Western Province, she was part of that South African emerging team that went to play the Asia Games up in Ghana, eventually losing to Zimbabwe in the final, but she was amongst the top wicket takers for South Africa, taking 7 wickets at a very stingy 3.9 runs to the over.
Very good first delivery there. Let's see how she goes for the rest of the over.
All of the loop in the world. But the length is good from Reyneke.
Yeah, it's bowling a good line and good length. And let's hope that she can maintain that.
It's also such a tricky situation. You have a rather quick pacer coming from the one end and a very slow spinner on the other. And that's what it causes. Mistiming. Karabo Meso is in the game. This is her third stumping of the tournament, and she has lightning hands as the first wicket falls in Freya Sargent.
Yeah, really good stumping there. What I like about that dismissal is how she stayed down to make sure that she keeps her eye on the ball. And when the batsman missed, she took you hit or you miss or you are gone.
Drift as well for Reyneke as the ball just moved away from the right-hander in the air. The lack of pace, the width that she gave just made it so hard for Freya Sargent to get to it. But how about that from Karabo Meso? She took 2 stumpings in the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and Pro 20 over the weekend versus the Garden Route Badgers. And she took 1 stumping in the first game, a stumping in the second game, and here she is getting her 3rd stumping. That is why she has played for South Africa at just 16 years old, and that is why she is a hot name in everyone's tongue.
Really good keeper, great hands, lightning quick, and very skillful as a wicket keeper.
Brings in Alice Tector. She tried her best with the ball. Wasn't too friendly towards her, the South Africans. Can she repay the favor? Beautiful bowling from Reyneke. First ball gets the edge. There's no third man, so the ball will travel down for a boundary. Undeserved for Reyneke, but it's a good start from Tector.
Very unlucky there. It was a really good ball. Caught the outside edge and ran on for the boundary. But really good ball, good line, good length. And I hope she tries it again.
She gives us so much flight to the ball, Prazed. Oh, she strikes again! It lures the batters into a false stroke. And she bowls it straight. Alice Tector misses. And Reyneke mashes the stumps. It's the 2nd wicket down.
See what I mean? Most young players like to, when they've been hit for the boundary, want to change the way they bowl. There was nothing wrong with that, just that she was unlucky in the previous ball. And great to see her have the courage to want to bowl the same length, good length, and the rest is history.
It's such a good length for the style of bowling that she's producing. Because when it's right up there, with the flight that she gives it, the air that she gives it, it dips rapidly just before it pitches and it fools the batters into a false stroke. You see them misreading the length because of that. And because of the lack of speed as well, it makes it even more tougher. And that's how she was able to get that wicket above the player's helmet even. And she bags wicket number 2, the captain.
It's all about the skill that she has. And for spin bowlers out there, you are going to be hit at some point. All it takes is to trust in your skills, believe in yourself, back yourself, and then you soon get the results.
And that's what she's doing here, Kayla Reyneke. She's already gone for 4, getting an edge, gets the wicket. Annabelle Squires is completely bamboozled with her first delivery. Kayla Reyneke is absolutely showing up with the ball after missing out with the bat. She takes 2 wickets in her first over. The boundary due to an edge. So she is bowling like money. It's 11 for 2 after 2.
Very impressive, this young lady, Kayla Reyneke. The control that she's got and the belief in herself, it just shows in the results. Really well bowled in that over.
We are into round number 2 of the Hollywood Bets Pro Series here in South Africa. The ladies play their domestic games, 50 over on Saturday, 20 overs on Sunday. And Kayla Reineke has gotten a wicket in every single game that she's played this season so far for the Western Province. Nini is one of the finest when it comes to 50 over cricket, but ever the ball needs to be pitched. And so Amy Hunter crunches that full toss for 4.
Really good shot there. Got to the ball, saw it early, and picked her spot very well there. Very nice, beautiful cover drive.
For the first time, Nini completely missing her lengths. We saw her bowling a wide delivery with her first ball. That time, just over pitched. With the ball swinging away, extra width for Amy Hunter. She needs those runs. Unfortunately, though, she couldn't participate in that Under-19 T20 World Cup held in South Africa last year. She was withdrawn, was the captain of Ireland. A big miss for her and her team. Now she just needs to continue playing here. Be the anchor at the top. Allow the team to play around her. Bang! Bang, bang, bang! Nthabiseng Nini, when she gets it right, boy oh boy does she get it right. The off stump is out of the ground for Amy Hunter as she becomes the hunted. It's the 3rd wicket down for Ireland.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful delivery there. Nini managed to keep her line, good length, and removes what looked like a dangerous batsman. Amy Hunt looked like she was hungry for runs today. Really looked like she was in form while she lasted. But obviously that was a really good delivery by Nthabiseng Nini.
It is genius bowling from Nthabiseng Nini. Her first 2 deliveries, including her first over, were all outswingers. Every ball was moving away. And then she decides to bowl this delivery right into the block hole. And the big difference that creates that gap between bat and pad is that movement coming back to the right-hander for a change, completely bamboozling the Irish batter. And she gets a well-deserved wicket. Excellent bowling from Nthabiseng Nini. It's 15 for 3.
Really good bowling by Nthabiseng Nini. Even if she was prepared to play straight down the line, that's what she should have done. But you could see in her trigger movement, she was beaten by pace, and obviously really good line and length from Nini there.
Laura McBride comes in at number 5. It's 3 wickets down for 15. Nthabiseng Nini is bowling really well, hitting that deck very hard. None of the Irish bowlers have what Nthabiseng Nini has, that hard-hitting length, that extra pace. So this is something different for them to face on a pitch which is conducive for that pace. Really bowling so well. And this is good from Laura McBride. No need to rush.
For the kids watching at home, very important what you've just mentioned there. Hit that pitch hard, and you're likely to get the results that Nini is getting there. With the pace and bounce of the pitch like this, try and hit the ball as hard as you can.
Oh, such an exciting prospect is Nini. Very good pace, controlled action. That's why she takes 3 wickets for fun, 4 wickets for fun. Last season, impeccable in the Hollywood Bets, or rather in the T50 over competition. This year it's been rebranded to the Hollywood Bets competition, and that's because of that partnership between Hollywood Bets and Cricket South Africa. On the 4th of October, we saw the beginning of that Hollywood Bets Pro Series, and so it continues. And most of the players, all of the players in the South African jersey, representing a side in that Hollywood Bets Pro 50 and Pro 20 series. Get your tickets at cricket.co.za and find more information at that website. Swing of the bat, lazily from Annabelle Squires, but it gets a good connection, and it's 1 run to start off the 4th over.
She is not using her feet to the ball there, so unfortunately it's a technique problem for young players out there. Use your feet, get to the ball, and not just swing the bat or fetch from outside. It's a technical flaw that I pick up in her technique.
Bang again! Kayla Reinecker, get out of here! But she's not listening, and she sends that message to the batters as she gets them out. It's her 3rd wicket in just 8 deliveries, and the South African captain is serving the plate here.
Really uphill now for the Irish team. Ireland under-19 women's team really struggling with the guile and the skill of the South African under-19 women bowlers. The biggest issue that I see with their technique, the top order batsmen here, no feet, just swinging the bat. And it's something that, for those watching at home, when you get bowlers of this skill here, it's important, always advisable. Use your feet, get to the pitch of the ball, or play straight down the line. And what I'm saying is that some of these Irish batting ladies, they're playing a lot across the line, trying to hit the ball over cow corner mid-wicket area. Sometimes you just got to get the elbow into the ball, play straight, move your feet, and you'll prevent issues where you get dismissed like that.
It's actually something that we saw from the South Africans, Prazet, where Diarra Ramlaken and Karabo Meso are playing those drives very well, opening themselves up to have that room to play the ball straight down the line. And the only time they'd go across the line is on those short deliveries or on those very leg side balls. But here's Julie McNally. Can she produce something different? They take one quick single. Karabo Meso, she lunges forward. She's asking the question. However, Annabelle Squires makes it home, and it's tense situations for the Irish.
Yeah, she got in back in her ground, and unfortunately the throw in from the fielder is not in straight, so the wicket keeper has a lot of work to do still.
Good take as well from Karabo Meso. Rough call from Ireland. Ooh, but the skill here of the batting has slowly dwindled as we move into the middle order. You can see there's no confidence behind their strokes. You can say there's a little bit of hesitance as well, especially with Reinecker bowling this well. But when it does work out, it's important that you squeeze those ones, which is what happens.
It's going to be an uphill battle here for the Irish. Let's see what this middle order can do, but it's really tough for the moment.
Great sliding technique as well from Annabelle Squires, making sure that the ball is grounded throughout her dive. Faye Cowling was looking to smash those stumps in. She's yet to come in to bowl, and she's in good bowling form. Just see a very good pickup. Switches. Karabo Meso having to go very far away to collect that ball. If it was any straighter, Squires might have been in trouble.
148 looks very far now. It's a stiff target for the Irish team. But let's hope that this middle order can find some courage and some strength to see what can they do. But looking at the past 2 games that they've played, batting has been really tough going for the Irish team.
In comes Faye Cowling. She bowls to Annabelle Squires. Down the track goes Squires. And Faye Cowling has been bowling well domestically as well.
She looks like a very good sim bowler with some nice pace and bowling really well.
Ooh, a little bit overpitched. The way that the Irish are playing here, Prazed, you'd wish the South Africans to just continue attacking those stumps. Maybe that's the conversation that's happening in the dugouts. You can see South Africa a little bit more relaxed. Ireland, on the far end of your picture, a little bit more tense. Looking to adjust, but she sends it down the legs for a wide.
Umpire Stacey Lakay signaling a wide there. Very good umpire. And that's one thing that we also need to mention, that here we have two very good female umpires. And for people out there who are looking for what to do, there's an opportunity for someone who's got the skill to umpire.
Umpire Karen Cluster and umpire Stacey Lakay have handled the game very well. The calls for the run-ups, run-outs, very minimal LBW shouts in the game, but well officiated game here.
Umpiring in our country, South Africa, is very strong, and you can see with the quality of these two female umpires up there.
Well played from Squires. It's well fielded. Add extra cover. The exchange won. And what you love seeing as well is the promotion of umpiring to past players who've played the games. Cricket South Africa is really making that an initiative so that the players are not just left out of the system.
Indeed, Benulo, not to forget that the third umpire in this game, Lauren Achenbach, very good umpire, excellent umpire, just come back from the Women's World Cup, umpired in that great match between the West Indies and New Zealand, World Cup semi-final. She's the third umpire here. Just shows the quality of our umpiring.
I think I saw Bongani Jele sitting up in the lunch area, just having a nice little chat and enjoying his cricket. One of the ICC standard umpires from South Africa. As you see the end of over number 5, it's 20 for 4.
That's the strength of South African umpiring, that you get umpires of international standard like Bongani Jele coming to watch and monitor the performance of these young umpires. Here we have 3 very young ladies who are on their way up in terms of umpiring. And also we have the national match officials or the national manager, Niels Momberg, also walking around here, monitoring. South African umpiring is in very good hands.
It's just a growth in South African cricket which you love to see. Some of these girls participated in the SA20 schools competition for the girls as well. So it's a lot of cricket that they're getting exposed to now, with the South African emerging team coming on, the under-19 team coming on, the academies coming on, and Leanda Nzuza coming on for a first over.
To the viewers at home, if anybody would like to take up umpiring, the opportunities are there, especially for women's cricket. So I know South African cricket is looking for women umpires.
It's going to take some running here, which they eventually do. Brazet, you know what you're talking about when it comes to umpiring as well, given your experience.
Yeah, obviously, one has a background in umpiring, so nice delivery there from Zuza. Batsman tries to play cover drive, no run.
For those who don't know, Zed Ndamane, one of the esteemed match referees around the country, is telling me, standing out in the sun for who? The hands from Karabo Meso are something stellar. The throw, superbly sharp. And Ireland lose their 5th wicket with excellent fielding and again, good umpiring.
Very good decision there by umpire Stacey Lakay. Batsman not back into her ground. Great hands from the wicket keeper Meso. Very good decision, run out.
Goodness me, what is in the hands of that teenage girl named Karabo Meso? Phenomenal wicket keeping.
She's lightning.
It was a great take. Seshni Naidu, beautiful throw right into the hands of Meso. In a blink of an eye, that stump was off the ground. We already saw flashes of Seshni Naidu's fantastic fielding in the ICC T20 World Cup, where she represented South Africa, and here it is, showing today.
To prove her great technique as a wicket keeper, that ball was directly in line with the sun going down over the shadows there, over the buildings. But she kept down, took the ball nice and clean into the hands, watched it into the gloves, and effected a perfect run out.
Beautiful work from the South Africans. And now they catch Ireland limping very badly, bleeding from all sides on 21 for 5. So much cricket to go. Luanda Nzuza comes in. Much more measured as batter number 7, Julie McNally, joins Abby Harrison. A little bit short that time from Nzuza. It's well guided from the Irish ladies, and now the new batter, Abby Harrison, takes strike.
What I like about Zuza is she's getting a bit of turn on that track, and good line and length, and also getting some turn out there.
It's really good work from the South Africans. And it's really good work from the University of Pretoria staff. Look at that field. My goodness. The football ground is just across with those big floodlights. And the lights being shined upon in this game. 147 placed 22 for 5 from Ireland after they won the toss. They need 126 to win.
Long way for Ireland under 19 women. It's a really stiff target, and it's uphill from here.
Especially with Faye Cowling bowling gorgeous areas such as those. It's the end of the power play as well, so South Africa have taken 4 fielders out of the circle. Deep cover and deep third man on the offside. Long on and deep fine leg on the leg side. It's a full toss from Faye Cowling. Timid appeal.
Lots of energy from the South African under 19 fielders there in the inner circle. All of them, they are up for the game. They are G'd up, and you can see how happy they are out there.
How can you not be happy at 22 for 5? Bowling out of their boots and fielding spectacularly as well, South Africa. The throws are pure. The fielding is pure. Stumpings and runouts as a result. And the energy levels are extremely high.
And the skills, especially for the outfielders, the boundary riders, using correct skills to stop the ball.
Just would want that ball to be pitched. We saw how valuable it is from Tabiseng Nini. If you are able to hit that deck, it's overpitched from Faye Cowling. Gives away easy runs to the Irish ladies. They're going to need all of those runs. But the key thing Amy Hunter spoke about was the value of partnerships during the toss. However, we are not seeing that value being put into those partnerships by the Irish, having a tough time at 24 for 5.
What Ireland are finding difficult here is to build partnerships, especially with their top order not managing to build those partnerships, and what something that they need to work on, especially with the games coming up on Friday. It's important that they need to build partnerships, work together, particularly their top order.
That's what we're talking about in terms of length and in terms of effort from Faye Cowling, hitting the deck, but just needs to get that line working correctly. She's widened. But the important thing here is that she's keeping that run rate extremely neat. 5 runs from her 11 deliveries. She has 1 more to go. Just missing her mark now, Faye Cowling. Just missing it.
Good call there by umpire Stacey Lakay. Like I said, very good umpire. And these 2 umpires really performing well out there.
Reyneke just having a word with her bowler. Make sure just to close off the over. She's been bowling well. There's no need to giving away extras. Ooh, much better. Ball nearly just carrying back to Faye Cowling. However, it's survival for Harrison. It's 7 overs, 26 for 5.
Faye Cowling, a very tall young lady out there. Took a long time for her to get down there.
Tough efforts. Prazet leaves us with some jokes as Otwa rejoins us in commentary.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know what to think, actually, or what to make about this innings. 26 for 5 and 7 overs.
Joza almost getting a fantastic catch. She's a tall girl herself. Reaching with that right arm, it would have been a worldie.
It really would have been an absolute world-class catch. I mean, come on. She manages to actually get to that with the tip of her fingers, but if she had collected it, wow, would have been a fantastic catch.
She's only gone for 2 runs in her first over, Luyanda Nzuza. Well connected from Harrison. Very well connected from Harrison. Gets to the pitch of the ball. Smashes it in between deep backward square and mid-wicket for 4.
I said it in the first innings. When in doubt against spin, sweep. And I mean, the way she times that, I mean, she absolutely creams this. And you have 2 fielders out there in that right position waiting for that shot, and none of them get close to it. It's an excellent shot.
This time she's a little bit undecided, Abby Harrison. She hangs the bat out there.
There's been a procession of wickets through this inning so far. I mean, what a power play for South Africa.
She sweeps again, but straight to mid-wicket this time as she hits it in front of square. But she's finding some level of safety and reward in that sweep shot.
Brazet said something completely true when he was talking about the partnerships within this island batting lineup. It really hasn't been a good standing for them coming from that first game, leading up into that second game. And now we're here for the 30-20. It's been more or less the same thing. They lose wickets in clumps in the power play.
And slowly, this McNally and Harrison partnership is doing what Ireland have been needing from the beginning of the innings. It's gone to double digits now, and they still need 115 runs to win from 72 deliveries.
It's really now a tough ask all of a sudden. I mean, we talked about how massive 148 was before the innings even initiated. Now, looking into it, it's 2 overs after the power play now. You've already lost 5 wickets for 30-odd runs. You're looking at 115. It's just a lot to ask for at this moment in time, but can they show us something very much magical today?
Problems now for Ireland as Ashley van Wyk gets the ball. Took 3 wickets in the first game. She took 1 in the second game, so she has not gone wicketless, and she would want to continue on her journey. One of the younger players in the side, alongside Mika van Voorst coming from the Easterns side in Benoni.
We talk about Van Veek's bowling. You mentioned that she took that 1 wicket in that second game, but the most important thing there was that those 3 overs only actually cost South Africa 14 runs for that wicket.
And leggy is such a difficult profession to get right. Bowling well here, Ashley van Wyk.
It's a difficult skill to master at any level of the game, whether it's the men's game or the women's game.
Well timed, but great fielding stop. Fantastic dive to keep that to just a single.
I think the key difference so far has actually been the fielding between the 2 innings. I mean, South Africa have come out here and they've strangled Ireland from the first ball.
Getting it big. Will it be caught? It's mistimed and misjudged. And the ball wins the race. Abby Harrison making good connection. And it's a much needed boundary for the Irish.
Ashley's reaction tells you a lot about that fielding effort there. I mean, it's a good shot to actually hit, but it wasn't connected well enough for it to actually go the whole way. It drops just in front of the fielder there, and I think it was just mistimed or misread in the air as she was coming in to actually take the catch because it went behind her.
Overpitched this time as she tries to give the ball a little bit more flight into the hands of Ntabiseng Nene. They take 1 run. Might be the most expensive over of the innings at 8 runs to the over for Ashley van Wyk. You don't want to take on Diarra Ramlaken that close. And so they don't. Ending over number 9, it's 41 for 5.
Actually, looking at that, 8 runs from that one, you start to think to yourself, I mean, the power play is where you get a bunch of your runs in T20 cricket. But how is that the 9th over of the game, and that's the highest run scored in that over? I mean, South Africa have dominated proceedings here from the first over of this innings. 5 wickets within the first 6 overs always puts any side on the back foot when chasing.
That's the value of those partnerships, isn't it? The longer you stay there, the easier you are able to read the surface, the easier you're able to just get a hold of the ball. Because of that, Kayla Reyneke decides to change things up. Backward pace as Mika van Voorst gets the ball.
I think for me, Ireland kind of just wanted to come out guns blazing from the word go, chasing 148, and they kind of missed the trick there a little bit. I mean, they should have taken something from the South African innings about batting yourself in and then attacking after you found your base.
Seems like they've learnt the lesson 5 wickets too late, Ireland. The way that McNally and Harrison are controlling this partnership, yes, it's not damaging South Africa, but it's resisting South Africa's efforts, which is enough for them to just start eking out a bit more mistakes from South Africa, for them to take more runs.
I agree with that, Bedul. I mean, as a bowler myself, I know what it's like to, start off well, get a bunch of wickets quickly, and then all of a sudden it kind of dries up. And then you now all of a sudden you're looking at a situation where players are just batting themselves in, they're trying to time the good deliveries and get runs off there and then punish the bad balls. You start to slip a little bit. Now your concentration is a bit laggy here and there. South Africa, it's going to be very important for them to just stay in this game all the way through.
And it's slowly working away, and they might be losing another one. Karabo Meso is on absolute fire. My goodness. Fake howling this time. She grabs the ball, darts it into the hands of the wicketkeeper. They cannot make it home as Julie McNally has to walk back to the pavilion.
Looking at that, what a fielding effort that is from South Africa. I mean, President kept saying it time and time again. Lightning! Oh, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Karabo Meso has been such the figure in this fielding today.
She's just taking run-outs for fun. This is ridiculous. She already has a stumping, scored 60 runs, And she continues with her fantastic work. You're going to see here a little bit of a problem from Julie McNally is that she's also slid in with the bat facing upwards, which means more surface of the bat is just hanging in the air. She slid on her knees. You want to throw that whole body through the line if you want to preserve your wickets. But because of that, Ireland lose their 6th wicket in their 10th over. It's only Abby Harrison who's been into the double figures, and that's also a massive problem for the visitors.
It is a very big problem because you look at those names on that team sheet, you look at that top order entirely, and nobody's actually managed to get themselves going. It's becoming a problem for them now, especially now looking into the last 2 games after this one in this tour. They really need to get this right, bat in partnerships, and actually create something of a solid base to push themselves from.
6-4-4-0-6. That tells the tale for the Irish batters. Abby Harrison, down at number 7, is trying as much as she can. Ellie McGee, McNulty, Maguire, and McCartney, the final batters.
And it's looking very bleak at the moment. I mean, 42 runs, 6 wickets lost. We're 3 balls shy of completing the halfway mark of 10 overs in this innings. It's just looking very, very, very bad for Ireland at this moment.
They still have Kayla Reinekert through the South Africans. She has 2 more overs to go. She's on 3 for 8. Ntabiseng Nene, economic as ever. She has 2 overs to go. Wouldn't be surprised if any of the 2 come back to just apply more pressure in the following over after this. Mika van Voorst gets her first wicket. She bowls to Abby Harrison. Straight over the head of the bowler. It's going to be collected in the deep by Nene. They take 2.
That's more of what we saw during the Ireland innings there. That misfield from Nene just costing a 2nd run there. And I think that's the first blemish in South Africa's fielding today, actually, in this innings. I mean, they've been so good. They've been so strong. They've been very watchful. They've been alert on the field. It's been really dominant.
Pushes the ball a bit wide, does Mika van Voorst. Just want to target the stumps as much as you possibly can. And here now the problem is the running partnership has been destabilized, where Harrison and previous batter were going so well. Straight to the stumps is where you're going to get purchase. A thick outside edge from Ellie McGee. They take 1 run.
Looking at that scorecard, man, I think the extras offered by South Africa are probably the highest thing actually coming across after Abby Harrison's 13 from her 16 balls. Everybody else in that top order has just fallen away, and you look at the deliveries faced in that regard. Nobody's given themselves an opportunity to actually get in.
Ooh, good take again. Goodness me. Wide delivery. One of the biggest problems that was pointed out by Brazet earlier on is the fact that the Irish are trying to play square off the wickets to deliveries that are straight, rather than trying to send them back to the sender. Find themselves completely missing the ball, playing all around it, getting bowled, getting edges. But very good bowling from Mika van Voorst. Her first over goes for 6 runs. It brings the wicket of Julie McNally, who was ran out. This was fantastic work from Faye Cowling, but jeez, Karabo Meso, right on the money, right on point.
Oh, she's so quick. I mean, the way she gathers the ball, she's watching it all the way, and then just to shift her body weight to go forward into the stumps again from after she gets the delivery. I mean, it's insane. That's 2 runouts, a stumping, 60 runs in this game. She's been everywhere today for South Africa.
Shine bright like a diamond. The answer to the future of South African cricket. If she continues being monitored well, continues playing the way she is, she might live up to her name. Karabo, the answer. Here's Ntabiseng Nene. speaking to a mate who's a cricket writer, C.S. Chwanza, speak about how she's giving off heavy vibes of Ayabonga Kaka in the way that she bowls.
I would look at that and actually looking at her pace, I think she reminds me more of an Ishmael. It really is something to look forward to. I mean, what we've noticed after Ishmael had left the Proteas was that the pace is just not there much.
Imagine if she becomes a combination of both.
And now, wouldn't that be something to behold? Goodness me. With the accuracy of Kaka and the pace of Ishmael, it would be something splendid to see.
She's showing massive signs of that becoming true, doesn't Thabiseng Nene? Like we said, very impressive over 50 over cricket. And you can see why, just remaining ever so consistent. She's not dropping that pace, she's not dropping that effort, and she's rushing the Irish batters.
And back to your point, then Bendulo, again, you see a straightish ball in and around the middle stump area being played square off the wicket, and it's just going under the bat. It's actually inside edge all the way down to fine leg.
This one is well worked with the wrist. Glorious shot from McGee. Straight down the line to Thabiseng Nene into the pads, and that's why she gets the rightful punishment for 4.
That's a better shot because now that's the delivery to be playing on the leg side and not just taking your chance with any ball that's seemingly a bit straight. But that one was too straight on this occasion from Nini, and it's well deserved to actually go to the boundary. We spoke about how quick the outfield is, and that was very quick through the middle for 4.
The diving Ashley van Wyk wasn't diving well enough as it runs for 4. Such was the timing from Ellie McGee. The throw must be pure. Gotta have to be very sure of your runs when you are facing these South African fielders.
I think Abby Harrison and Ellie McGee are looking at each other thinking, we can't really make a mistake here because whenever the ball is going towards Miso, you just think there could be a run out on the cards here.
Interesting change in direction as well for Thabiseng Nene. She now opts to come around the wickets to the right-hander. Pace comes on, the edge is taken, the ball flies over the deep backward point. The ball ventures over the boundary. You see the idea from Nene, it was there, but it works on McGee's favour to end over number 11.
The idea was good, the execution was also good, and that just comes off the edge of the bat. I mean, sometimes you can't really prepare much for that. It's a loose stroke, to be honest, because that could have gone anywhere, but luckily for Ireland, they get 4 for it.
Wonderful shot. Going through the hands. Rather wonderful bowling. What am I saying? Wonderful bowling from Thabiseng Nene. Aggressive batting in retaliation from Harrison, which is what you want to see. They have 4 wickets in hand. Mika van Voorst. She's been bowling well as well throughout the course of the tournament, Mika van Voorst. 1 for 9 in the first game, 1 for 13 in the second.
She really has been bowling well. She started well here as well. I mean, we're into her second over now. Gone for 6 runs. It's actually been a decent start in this game.
Ooh, way slower delivery. Completely fooling McGee. She is so lucky she got bat on that.
Oh, definitely, because, and to your point, we actually haven't seen an LBW the whole day today. It's actually been interesting because, I mean, the bowlers have been so straight for South Africa in this innings. Goodness me, that was so close. Would you look at that? Oh.
Getting some swing there, did Mika van Voorst. Ball might have slid down the leg side with that massive amount of swing she was getting through the air. But they need 89 more runs. They need a partnership that's just going to keep it together. They need one player who's just going to go all guns blazing whilst not losing their wicket. But it's easier said than done in the game of cricket. The fielding is clean from the captain, Kayla Reineke. Thabiseng Nene, bullet arm. They make it home, though.
That really was a bullet arm. I was thinking Van Woester was probably not going to be able to stop that as it came in on the full. But she managed to actually get her fingers behind it, and then she actually stops it there instead of going all the way through for maybe overthrows and additional extras coming Ireland's way. But so far, this partnership is 19 runs and building slowly.
It may be slow, but what's important here for Ireland is steady. Making sure that they are remaining out there as much as possible. Eventually, the pendulum will swing. It depends on how quickly it swings, where we see the results going one way or the other. Right now, it's firmly in South Africa's hands, and some bowling like that, you understand why. Mika van Voors goes for just 3 runs in an over. It's 61 for the loss of 6.
12 overs into the second innings, looking at a run chase of 148. You've lost 6 wickets, it's 12 overs in, 61 runs. All the pressure is just on Ireland. And right now, you can firmly see that this game is in South Africa's hands. And with a win here, that would actually clinch the series 3-0 with 2 games actually outstanding still.
That's going to be a big confidence booster. Now they bring back Faye Cowling to boost more confidence. She's only gone for 3 runs to the over in her first 2. Oh, and she starts with a juicy one. Completely bamboozling McGee with the first ball.
We speak about how good Faye Cowling is with the ball. That second game when she took 3 wickets in 3 overs for what? Was it 3 or 6 runs? Or was it 9 runs actually? It was 3 runs. Yeah, it was 3 for 3. Amazing figures.
And she just needs to continue bowling well. She came into the domestic setup as a young 17-year-old a couple of years ago. Pressure was just a little bit too much for Faye. Disappeared, went back to a club at Jeppe where she plays with fellow Lions player Jenna Evans. She's worked her way back to the franchise. And now, even furthermore, she's worked her way into a South African jersey.
You just gotta admire her persistence to actually get herself back into the game. She's done well to actually be in this position today. Props for that, and she's bowling so well today. 2.5 overs, no wickets as yet, because we've known she was the chief destroyer in the previous game. But 7 runs, goodness me, it's been tight.
Oh, gets straighter. Bit of extra bounce from Cowling, given that height. Harrison survives.
We haven't really admired how good the umpires have been today. It's really been impressive. There have been really good calls all around, especially with the tightness of those runouts that were conceded by Ireland today in this innings. And right there again, it's a bit too high on the pad for that to be an LBW.
Looks for a fancy, exotic shot. However, there's a fielder down in the deep. They're going to keep that to 1 as Nzuza brings it back.
It's been a really good over this. 4 balls, 1 single. It's actually really been a tight over. It's actually 2 runs now with that 5th delivery. But Faye has bowled really well in this game. She's tightening the screws on Ireland here.
Most likely having her dad and grandfather somewhere in the stands watching the game, Faye Cowling. Pressure. And she's bowling well. Bowling exactly to her field. Ireland playing the ball exactly where Faye wanted to be played. She goes for 3 runs at the end of over number 13. The score is 63 for 6. Coming into the summer, December time, was Zanawe to so much cricket. Was Zanawe to the Pakistan tour, as we'll have 3 test matches, 3 one-day internationals, 3 T20 games with Pakistan, a full-blown series in December, including that prestigious 13th Pink one-day match, which will be played on the 22nd of December, starting at 2 p.m. How's about that for some Christmas treats? Make sure you get your tickets and more information at cricket.co.za. Hashtag Wazanawe. Hashtag be part of it.
Seshni Naidu to begin in the 14th over here. South Africa have gone to her for the change after Cowling. I think it's going to be important how she finishes off rather this innings, because Ireland are very much in a tight spot here.
She hasn't bowled yet, Seshini. So this will be her first overs. Gets that leggy going straight though. They're going to take one, and the very good South African fielding continues doing its work.
It's really, really been a dominant on-field performance for South Africa. They've bowled well. They've really supported their bowlers well in the field by fielding well. And they've just consistently held their pressure against Ireland, and hence they've actually taken 6 wickets.
Goes down to one knee. Nini might be under that. Takes a fantastic catch. Goodness me, that is brilliant from Thabiseng Nini. Down at long on. Abby Harrison had had enough. 21 from 26. He tries to go big. But Nini, running to her right, having to stabilize herself, takes a beautiful catch.
The judgment of that was absolutely perfect. I mean, she covers about, 5 to 10 meters out there trying to get around to that ball. Look at this right here. It's in the slot. It's there for the shot. But she gets herself in a comfortable position and she takes it. I mean, goodness me, that is a fantastic grab. Wow, Thabiseng Nini. After bowling so many overs, you might think, she's lost all the energy, but she's still got it out there in the deep.
Wonderful catch. My word, did she do well. Tempting delivery as well from Seshini Naidu, right in that arc where the batter thought they had a chance. Harrison says, yes, I'll go for it. I'll take on Thabiseng Nini. Well, there was space where she hit the ball, and all of a sudden, Nini was there. She gets it with a stunning catch, and South African fielding continues with fireworks.
It's been really a good display. You look at the differences between this innings and the Ireland fielding innings, and we talk about how fielding is so important in our game.
Yeah, his teammates giving her the props. Well deserved, because, my word, that is so good. It brings in batter number 9 now. McNulty for the Irish. Seshini Naidu has found her mark. Can she continue? A lot of Rashid Khan in her action. Snappy through the crease. Good control as well.
That's really crazy. I was actually thinking about the same thing. I'm thinking, where have I seen that action from? And then as you said it, it just came to my mind that, Rashid Khan, it really does show you that snap of the arm at the point of delivery. I mean, come on, it's really interesting. And Seshini just keeps changing the field, just playing with the mind of the fielders here. And sorry, of the batsman while she's about to deliver.
Big appeal. She's asking the question. The umpire denies the appeal. McGee survives. Also love the pressure that they have on that offside. Extra cover is right into the square. Cover is not very far from the square either, so that ball is being attacked as it spins away from the right-hander. Oh, big problems! She's still on her knees. If she had maybe stood up and tried to recover, South Africa would have found themselves in a more pressured situation. However, it's a run out. And this is absolute calamitous for the Irish as McNulty kneels halfway through the pitch, cannot make it back home, and she's gone for 1.
I was looking at that situation when McNulty falls over there. There was so much time on the ball for South Africa to actually get that throw into Seshini so that she's over the stumps. It was an initial miss going through the wickets there, and it was then fielded after the miss, and you can clearly see all the time in the world to actually just get to the stumps and get the bails off it. And that's wicket number 7.
Even
It's actually 8 down now.
Even if she stood up there, she was not making back home. She was way too committed to the run. And the fielder was right on top of the ball in Faye Cowling, and it's a dangerous field on top of the ball as well with a sharp arm. They lose yet another wicket. The chief destroyer of Ireland now comes in, took 4 wickets. Amy Maguire.
Amy Maguire had a great day with the ball today, and we spoke about in that first innings when South Africa was batting how good their calling was in between the wickets for their runs. It's been the opposite for Ireland today.
Last ball of the over. 2 wickets taken. Good bowling from Naidu. Very good bowling. Again, hands from Karabo Meso. It's up to the tee. 14 overs gone. It's 66 for 8.
Garbo has a true future in front of her. I mean, oh, wow. She's been impressive today. What an all-round performer.
Naidu bowling like money. The lengths have been very good. The takes from Meso have been just above good. They've been absolutely amazing. Brazet joins us back into commentary with 2 wickets for the South Africans to claim the series.
Really wonderful, talented player, Meso. Long may her performance and her form continue.
Ireland will be hoping that Amy Maguire's form with the ball will translate to the bat. She's a number 10 batter. Can she produce something more? Steep protection on that leg side, which tells us that Faye might be looking to bowl a little bit straighter than usual.
Yeah, I agree. She needs to bowl a little bit straighter, keep it pitched up like she does. And with her pace, it's not going to be easy for the Irish.
Deep backward square goes to the boundary alongside with fine leg. She's controlling the over, controlling the run rate here with South Africa. That recurrent run rate now is over 14 to the over. Ireland have not scored an over that big, so asking them to do it 6 times in a row is going to be a bit of an ask. Finally, they breach the South African defense with a slashing shot from Amy Maguire. It's through the covers for 4 as she gets her first runs.
Good shot, and she's going to need many, many more shots like that.
It's really well done from Amy Maguire. Takes a couple of steps down the track, reaches the ball at the pitch of its delivery, and through Diara Ramlakan, who's standing at extra cover. A little bit short this time, but cramps her for room, which was the key.
Yeah, she was really cramped there. She couldn't release those arms. And then obviously with her feet stuck in one spot, very difficult to play any shot that could bring you value.
Goes for a wild swing that time, Amy Maguire. Continues with excellent control, Faye Cowling.
Again, it's the feet. Use the feet to get to the ball. And it's something that Ireland need to really work on.
Goes a little bit straighter. The ball just pierces through mid-wicket. They could have come in for 2, but the running has a little bit shaky with the amount of run-outs that South Africa have been claiming. So they take 5 runs from Faye Cowling's over with 5 overs to go. 71 for the loss of 8.
Fans out there enjoying what has been a very good game for South Africa up to this stage. And you could see the parents there very happy with some of them with colors and flags. Obviously, big South African supporters out there.
The sir hiding his beer. No, sir. You must enjoy it.
On a day like this, those come in really handy.
One of the big sponsors of South African cricket, Castle. Castle corners everywhere. Big outside edge, but they are halfway down. And again, it's those runouts for Ireland that are just costing them this game. How many is that now for Karabameso? She's just going over and over and over. 4 runs out, including 1 stumping. It's 71 for 9.
Yet another good decision by umpire Stacey Lakey. Lakey there, and really wonderful to see how good this wicketkeeper, South Africa's wicketkeeper is.
Just going for a wild swing straight into Nzuza's hands. It's a beautiful throw straight to the chest. The awareness of where her stumps are, her positioning, Brazet, has been simply outstanding for all of the runouts.
Everything about her is awesome. Wonderful technique, good hands, keeps her eyes on the ball, nice base, and keeps low. That's why she's such a good keeper. For those sitting at home, if you're a wicket keeper, boys or girls out there, watch how this Miss Meso keeps wicket.
Amazing positioning, great work. Seshni Naidu, she's in her work as well. Every bowling change has been impeccable from Kayla Reineke. Every bowler doing their job for South Africa. Seshni Naidu, she's bowling so well. Leg spin is an incredibly difficult craft to get correct, and she seems like she has gotten it on the money.
Yeah, it's a really difficult craft, but beautiful to watch. Any leg spinner out there, watch this young lady's technique.
Just pushing it down the legs. So often a batter might find themselves raising their back foot in those situations, especially if they are lower down the order batter, get themselves stumped.
And umpire Karen Cluster in control there with those signals.
Seshni Naidu playing for the Dolphins down in Durban at King. Plays at Kingsmead, other grounds around Durban. Those conditions are known to be quite good for the spin bowlers. They do what they need to do. So that skill set's just transferring here, which got her to the South African team. Now she's doing it for the under-19s. A little bit quicker through the arm. Love how not only is it the flats, just the variations of the pace and length as well.
Yeah, you find most young leg spinners really struggle with variations. That's when you start getting guys struggling with their arms and their deliveries because of variations.
She bowls it wide. The turn gets the edge of Kia McCartney's bat, and it runs down to the third man boundary for 4. She continues bowling well, Seshni Naidu. You can see she's just a little bit, oh, what must I do? It happens in the game of cricket, and as much as it's a beautiful game, it can be cruel.
Yeah, in this game, one needs to encourage leg spin bowlers. You're going to be hit at some point. Some guys are going to go for you, they're going to hit you. But you can never give up, can never be scared to try those variations and to bowl those nice, quick googlies.
Just hitting the marks well. And she's holding out well as well. Leg spinners, so effective in the shorter formats of the game, because if they're skilled enough, they're so hard to hit. Because when you try to hit them, that's when you lose your wickets. That's why Nqabayomzi Peter is so successful in what he's doing. It's just that element of taking wickets when they're being attacked. And here we're seeing Seshni Naidu also produce.
But then it goes back to the point that I was trying to make earlier. As a leg spinner, you've got to accept that guys are going to go out for you and hit you. But you should never lose your control. your line, your length, because it's critical.
Ashley van Wyk. Another leggy for South Africa. Having one on one end and one on the other. Both bowling with really good control. Oh, very good delivery. Beating the outside edge of Ellie McGee.
Very good indeed. And those quick hands, you saw them again from this wonderful wicket keeper we're watching here. It's been a joy to watch and really entertaining.
There's a lady down at 45 making sure that those sweep shots yield no results. You know, it's just a waiting game now. When will that last wicket fall? Mid-off or mid-on is down in the boundary at long on, so it's going to be one.
Trying to go for a big hit there. Never quite middled it and land it in no man's land between two fielders. But they're going to keep trying, see if they can put a nice partnership together, Ireland.
The previous edition of the T20 Under-19 World Cup for the ladies was held here in South Africa. And now, these girls are preparing for the Malaysian 2025 Women's T20 Under-19 World Cup, which will be happening in January, so it's really around the corner.
That's why I'm saying it's really good experience for the Irish team to tour South Africa, because some of the conditions that they would have faced here would come in handy, and the experience of having toured a country like South Africa, I'm sure many of them, it's their first time visiting this part of the world, and it will stand them in good stead for the 2025 Under-19 World Cup in the future.
Kayla Reyneke returns. 3 for 8 after 2 overs. She just knows what works for her here, Prazet. Those loopy, slow deliveries, and that one quick one when she changes it up.
She's a skillful bowler. Very good indeed.
Like we said, she was absolutely critical in that Africa Games for South Africa, reaching that final. She took 7 wickets in the 5 innings that she bowled at less than 4 runs to the over. So she is skilled. And the ball just drops short in front of her hands.
Very unfortunate. That was a really good delivery. And it's a pity that she couldn't hold on to the ball.
This time it carried, but it's too far away from her. It's played down to Nsabiseng Nene for 1.
She's got excellent control, good flight, good line, knows which ball, which delivery to deliver at any moment.
Ball just bouncing short a couple of balls ago. However, what matters the most is that she's not giving away runs at all. She's incredibly stingy, despite the fact that it's about to be Black Friday. 2 runs taken from that over. It's 3 for 10 for Kayla Reyneke, 80 for 9.
South Africa has a rising star in this young lady, Miss Kayla Reyneke. Really wonderful spin bowler and one for the future for sure.
Love to see the investment. As the ball is taken up into the air, Seshini Naidu goes for a full lunged dive. She is an incredible fielder, but the ball just bounces in front of her face.
Great effort there, but unlucky she couldn't reach the ball there.
Smart little deft batting from Keir McCartney. There are just 10 more deliveries remaining. Can we just see the chance that from Seshini Naidu? Way too far for it to be considered such. But Meso has not put a foot wrong behind those stumps.
Really excellent bowling there. Great turn. Wonderful.
Oh, they're taking it on. They're taking it on. They're taking it on. And for a change, they make it home. Dangerous combination. The fielders and Meso.
Umpire Cluster says no, not out. Again, a good call there from Karen Cluster.
Keir McCartney saying let's go very quickly. Good calling from Keir McCartney from the non-striker's end to see that the ball is too far from Naidu. They move to 83. Even 100 now seems far. Unless if there's full toss deliveries like that. It's going to run down. Luyanda Nzuza with a magnificent fielding effort down at fine leg.
She's tall, but she managed to get down there quickly. Really excellent fielding. Well done.
Fantastic work. And as we come down to the final over, it's already written. No way you're getting 63 runs in an over unless it's shambolic from South Africa with wides, no balls and free hits, wire. But given just the way that they've been bowling, keeping that run rate at under 5 runs to the over, you might say that it has been written and done.
The writing is on the wall here for Ireland under 19 women. It's going to be really difficult to get to that. In fact, I might even venture to say almost impossible to get to that target.
Always want to have some level of positivity present. Here's Seshini Naidu for her final over of the match. 85 for 9 on the board. If anything now, South Africa just wants that final wicket to say we've bowled them out.
It's really been really exciting to watch this very good South African under 19 team perform at the level best that they've done today, and looking forward to more games in the future. It's been really wonderful today.
Takes it up into the air. Tabiseng Nene has already taken a blinder of a catch, but that one drops short. There's 4 balls to go. And now as we just feast our eyes to the last 2 matches, which will be happening on Friday, you can also catch those games live on the Cricket South Africa YouTube channel, starting at 9:30 on Friday. It will be here at Tuks Oval, so if you're around Tuks, it's an invitation. We promise you we don't bite, but it seems like South Africa are biting and biting hard against Ireland, as they are seemingly destined for 3 wins in 3.
This South African under 19 women's side looks like a really good side, and really encourage anybody there that can reach on Friday that is close by to Tuks Oval. Please come and watch a very good side.
Takes it up over the top, but it's going to fall in front of Kayla Reinecker. And Coach Dinesha Devnarayan should be extremely happy with the efforts of her girls here. They are playing cricket of a very high caliber.
What we should encourage, Benul, is that, you know, those test matches that we played in the backyards at home between older brothers and younger brothers, don't leave the young sisters out. From what I've seen here, get the sisters involved in those games. We need them.
Oh, that was going to be another stumping for Meso, but the ball just hitting the back foot, and survival for Ireland.
That was close.
Survival. And we go to the final ball now. Seshni Naidu bowls to Kia McCartney. Inventive stroke. South Africa cannot bowl them out, and they cannot bowl them out for 3 games in a row. But for 3 games in a row, South Africa win the match, and they seal the 5-match series with 2 games to go on Friday. What a game, Prazet.
Really wonderful to watch. And I'm going to leave the viewers at home, in the offices, in the sports clubs, in the bars, in the schools, in the factories. Come watch South African women's cricket. Really exciting, really good.
It's the end of game number 3, the only one that we have here today at Tuks Oval, and it's South Africa who win by 58 runs and seal the series. We will be going down for a post-match presentation with the teams and the captains. But for now, Ireland winning the toss, choosing to bowl first, putting South Africa to bat first for the first time in the series. An imposing score of 148 thanks to Karabo Meso and Diara Ramlakan. Amy Maguire tried her best with 4 for 29, but it simply was not enough as the batting did not pull through. So it ends here. South Africa under-19 women winning by 58 runs and sealing the 5-match series. We'll see you on Friday, but for now, let's go down for the post-match interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is all done. Third game in the second day, and South Africa sealed the series with the third game that has been played. It has been a fantastic game. May we please give ourselves a round of applause for a fantastic effort. Next to me, I have the match referee, Mr. Rudy Birkenstock, and we'd like to first call upon the player of the match. Fantastic innings, taking the first half century of the tournament, going up to 60 runs. And if you thought it was just the batting, the work behind the stumps was absolutely phenomenal. The stumping and countless amounts of run-outs. To the player of the match, Karabo Meso. Well done. Round of applause for Karabo Meso, player of the match. We'd secondly like to call upon the Irish captain, Amy Hunter. Amy, it's the tough match coming out. What do you think were the things that just went off for the team here today?
Yeah, I think obviously disappointing today. I thought the bowling was obviously pretty impressive. I thought the fielding was also pretty good. I think we probably let ourselves down with the bat there. I think probably not getting off to the best start and then run outs throughout also didn't help us.
With the score being 148 to chase down and realizing that the team hasn't scored a score that big, how did that influence the way that you structured your run chase?
Yeah, I think at the break there we definitely thought we had it in the tank to chase that. I think we probably haven't done ourselves justice with the bat here in South Africa, but I think as a unit we're definitely capable of chasing those kind of scores. 2 more games to go on Friday. What to expect from Ireland under-19s? Yeah, definitely. I think we're just looking to bounce back. I think we definitely still have a lot more in the tank, and yeah, hopefully just bounce back in those 2 games. Amy, good work behind the stumps for yourself, and all the best for the next game. Thank you. Amy Hunter, captain of Ireland Women Under-19. We'd like to call upon, she's already taking a couple of steps in, but she can come across anyway. Kayla Reiniker, the winning captain. No need. If I bowled like how you did, I'd also be excited. But today, the team coming out, batting first, 147. What were your thoughts going into the innings break?
147 is always a good total to defend on any wicket. With our batting unit and our bowling unit, as I said the other day, we're both strong. I back both, my whole team.
The bats today didn't come off too well. You've been excellent on Monday. Today didn't come around. How did that factor into the way that you bowled? Yeah,
luckily I'm an all-rounder. I can make up with my bowling. If the batting doesn't come off that day, I can make up with my bowling. But I'm always happy to contribute to my team at the end of the day. It's not always about myself.
What are the thoughts actually on the way that the team has been playing and executing the plans that you and Coach Devna Ryan have developed?
Yeah, listen, we're prepping for a World Cup, both the teams, at the end of the day. So, as I said, there's still a lot of improvement as a unit, and we take it day by day. We take the small wins, and we move forward.
Kayla, all the best to the rest of the series. 2 more games to go. How's the mindset going to be, knowing that you've already sealed the series?
Yeah, we sealed the series. There's still 2 games that's coming up. We know they can come hard back, but we want to make it 5-zip. We'll just keep on pushing as a unit.
Kayla, congratulations on your victory. We'll see you again on Friday. Thank you so much. Kayla Reiniker, the winning captain for South Africa, and that brings the end to today's game. Thank you for joining us here at Tuks Oval. It's been a sensational day, phenomenal cricket played by both teams, and we'll see you again on Friday for the last 2 games of the series. Thank you very much, ladies. Until Friday.